Picture this. A rainy afternoon in a bustling city, the kind where the sky is a heavy gray, and the streets are alive with the patter of raindrops and the hurried steps of strangers. A young woman stands at a crosswalk, her umbrella suddenly snapping in the wind, leaving her exposed to the downpour. She's frustrated, maybe a little embarrassed, her hair sticking to her face as she fumbles with the broken frame. And then, out of nowhere, a man steps forward, his own umbrella held high, offering her shelter, not just from the rain, but maybe from something deeper, something she didn't even know she needed. Who is this guy? Why does he care? And what's the real story behind this moment that feels like it's straight out of a romantic movie? You're about to find out, and trust me, you're not gonna want to click away. This is her umbrella broke, and he offered his heart as shelter, and I promise by the end of this video, you'll have the answers to the questions burning in your mind right now. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into this story together, because it's got twists, heart, and a mystery that'll keep you hooked. You with me? Let's go. There's something about rain, isn't there? It's like the universe's way of slowing us down, making us notice the little things, like the way a stranger's kindness can feel like a lifeline. That's where we start, with Ellie, a 20-something graphic designer who's just trying to make it through another chaotic day in the city. She's got deadlines piling up, her phone's blowing up with notifications, and now her cheap drugstore umbrella decides to betray her in the middle of a storm. She's standing there, soaked and annoyed, when this guy, let's call him Noah for now, steps into her world. He's not flashy, not some picture-perfect hero from a rom-com, but there's something about him. Maybe it's the way his eyes crinkle when he smiles, or how he doesn't hesitate to get wet himself just to keep her dry. He doesn't say much, just offers his umbrella and a quiet, "You look like you could use this." But there's a spark, a moment that feels bigger than it should. You've felt that before, haven't you? That split second when someone's small gesture hits you right in the chest, and you're left wondering if it's fate or just a coincidence. That's what Ellie's feeling, and it's what's pulling you into this story, because we're gonna figure out what's really going on here. Is Noah just a nice guy, or is there more to this rainy day encounter? Stick with me, because I'm gonna lay it all out for you, and I need you to stay until the end to get the full picture. You're not just watching a video, you're part of this journey, and I'm talking directly to you. Let's keep going. Now, I know what you're thinking, this sounds cute, but what's the catch? Because there's always a catch, right? That's what makes a story worth watching. And trust me, this one's got layers. Ellie's not just some damsel in distress, and Noah's not just a random good Samaritan. There's history here, a puzzle you're gonna want to piece together with me. Ellie's life hasn't been easy lately. She's been burning the candle at both ends, trying to prove herself at work while dealing with a heartbreak that's still raw. She doesn't trust easily, so when Noah shows up, it's not like she's ready to fall head over heels. But there's something about him that makes her pause, something that feels familiar, even though she's sure she's never met him before. And Noah? He's got his own secrets. You can see it in the way he hesitates before he speaks, like he's choosing his words carefully. Maybe he's running from something, or maybe he's chasing something. Either way, he's not telling the whole story. You're intrigued, aren't you? I can feel it. You're wondering what's gonna happen next, and I'm telling you, you've gotta keep watching to find out. This isn't just a love story, it's a mystery wrapped in a rainy day, and every detail is gonna pull you deeper. Think about it. When was the last time a stranger made you stop and wonder about their story? That's what this video's about. Those moments that feel like they're meant to be, but might be something else entirely. So, don't hit that back button. Stay with me, because we're about to peel back the layers, and I'm promising you answers that'll make this worth your time. Let's talk about the vibe for a second. The city's alive around Ellie and Noah, horns honking, people rushing past, the rain turning the streets into a glossy mirror of neon lights. It's the kind of atmosphere that makes you feel like anything could happen, like the universe is holding its breath. Ellie takes Noah's offer, stepping under his umbrella, and they start walking together, strangers bound by this small act of kindness. She's cautious, but curious. He's polite, but there's a weight to his words, like he's saying more than he's letting on. They talk about nothing, weather, traffic, the usual stuff, but it's the kind of nothing that feels like something. You know that feeling, right? When a conversation surface is simple, but underneath, there's a current pulling you in. That's what's happening here, and it's why you're still watching. You're not just here for the romance. You're here for the truth. What's Noah hiding? Why did he stop for Ellie? And why does this moment feel like it's about to change everything? I'm not gonna spoil it yet, but I'm giving you my word. Stick around, and you'll get the answers you're craving. This is your story now, too. You're invested, and I'm not letting you go until we unravel this together. So what's the deal with these two? Are they strangers, or is there a connection they don't even realize yet? Is this the start of something beautiful, or is there a storm coming that's bigger than the one overhead? You're feeling that pull, that need to know more, and I'm right here with you, guiding you through every step. This video's not just about Ellie and Noah, it's about you, about those times in your life when something small turned out to be huge. Keep watching, because the next part's gonna dig deeper, and I'm not letting you miss it. But here's the thing. Just as Ellie starts to let her guard down, just as she's starting to think maybe Noah's someone worth knowing, something happens. They're walking, sharing that umbrella, when Noah's phone buzzes. He glances at it, and for a split second, his face changes. There's a flicker of something dark, something that makes Ellie's stomach twist. He brushes it off, but she saw it. You saw it too, didn't you? That moment when the story shifts, when you know there's more than meets the eye. What was on that phone? Who's trying to reach him? And why does it feel like this rainy day is about to get a whole lot more complicated? Don't go anywhere, because we're just getting started, and the truth is closer than you think. Let's pick up right where we left off, with that moment when Noah's phone buzzes and Ellie catches that fleeting shadow cross his face. The rain's still falling, softer now, but the air feels heavier, like the weight of whatever Noah's carrying is starting to seep into the space between them. Ellie's not sure what to make of it, but she's no stranger to red flags. After her last relationship, a messy breakup that left her questioning her own judgment, she's learned to listen to her gut. And right now, her gut's telling her there's more to Noah than a kind smile and a sturdy umbrella. But here's the thing. She's also tired of being alone, tired of keeping her walls up. There's a part of her, a small, hopeful part, that wants to believe this moment means something. You get that, don't you? That tug of war between wanting to trust and being afraid to get hurt again. That's where Ellie's at, and it's why this story's hitting you right in the feels. You're not just watching, you're walking with her, wondering if Noah's the real deal or if he's about to break her heart. Let's keep going, because the layers of this mystery are starting to unfold, and I'm not letting you miss a single piece of it. Ellie and Noah keep walking, the city buzzing around them, but their conversation starts to shift. It's not just small talk anymore. Noah asks her about her day, and before she knows it, Ellie's spilling about her stressful job, her boss who doesn't get her, and how she's been feeling like she's drowning lately. It's not like her to open up like this, especially to a stranger, but there's something about Noah that makes it easy. Maybe it's the way he listens, really listens, like he's hearing her in a way no one else has in a long time. But even as she's talking, she's watching him, trying to figure him out. He's not giving much away, just enough to keep her curious. He says he's a writer, working on a novel, but when she presses for details, he gets vague, saying it's still a work in progress. You're picking up on this, right? The way he's holding back, like he's got a story he's not ready to tell. It's intriguing, but it's also a little unsettling, and that's exactly why you're still here. You want to know what's behind those careful words, and I'm promising you, we're gonna find out together. Now, let's add another layer to this. While Ellie and Noah are walking, we get a glimpse of someone else watching them from across the street. It's a woman, maybe in her 30s, standing under her own umbrella, her eyes fixed on Noah. She's not close enough for Ellie to notice, but you see her, and there's something about her expression. Intense, almost angry, that makes your skin prickle. Who is she? Does she know Noah? Is she part of whatever he's hiding? This is where the story starts to twist, where the simple meet-cute begins to feel like something bigger, something tangled. You're starting to sense it, aren't you? That this isn't just about two people and an umbrella. It's about secrets, pasts, and maybe even danger. Let's dig a little deeper into Ellie's world to give you some context. She's not just a stressed-out designer. She's someone who's been running from her own history. A year ago, she moved to the city to start fresh after her ex, a charming but toxic guy named Ryan, left her feeling like she'd never trust again. Ryan was all promises and no follow-through, and Ellie's still carrying the scars of believing in him. That's why Noah's kindness feels so foreign, so hard to accept. But it's also why she's drawn to it, because deep down, she's craving something real. You've been there, haven't you? Wanting to believe in someone, even when your heart's screaming at you to be careful. That's what makes Ellie so relatable, And it's why you're rooting for her, even as you're wondering if Noah's too good to be true. Let's shift to Noah for a moment, because there's more to him than he's letting on. He's not just a writer with a mysterious novel. He's someone who's been drifting, moving from city to city, never staying long enough to put down roots. He doesn't talk about his family, his friends, or where he's from, and when Ellie asks, he deflects with a joke or changes the subject. But there's a sadness in him, a quiet ache that comes through in the way he looks at her, like he's seeing someone he's been searching for. You're curious about him, I can tell. You're wondering what's driving him, what's making him hold back. Is he running from a broken heart, like Ellie? Or is it something darker, something that could pull them both under? That woman across the street, she's still there watching, and now she's pulling out her phone, typing something quickly before slipping it back into her pocket. The plot's thickening, and you're right in the middle of it, feeling that pull to keep watching, to figure out how all these pieces fit together. Let's throw in one more thread to keep you hooked. As Ellie and Noah reach a coffee shop and duck inside to escape the rain, Ellie notices something odd. Noah's umbrella, the one he's been holding over her, has a small embroidered initial on the handle. It's a C, and for some reason, it catches her eye. She doesn't know why, but it feels important, like a clue she's supposed to notice. She doesn't ask about it, not yet, but you're noticing it too, aren't you? That little detail that could mean nothing, or everything. The coffee shop's warm and cozy, a contrast to the stormy world outside, and for a moment, it feels like Ellie and Noah are in their own little bubble. They order drinks, sit by the window, and start talking again, but the whole time, that C is nagging at Ellie, and that woman from across the street is lingering in your mind. The tension's building, the questions are piling up, and you're not going anywhere, because you need to know what happens next. This is where the story's at, my friend. You're deep in it now, and I'm not letting you go until we unravel this mystery together. But just as Ellie's about to ask Noah something real, something that might crack open his carefully guarded walls, the door to the coffee shop swings open, and someone walks in. It's not the woman from the street, but it's someone who makes Noah freeze, his coffee cup halfway to his lips. Ellie doesn't know who it is, but you can feel the shift, the way the air in the room changes. Who's this new person? What do they want? And why does it feel like everything's about to spiral out of control? Keep watching, because the answers are coming, and you're not going to believe where this is going. The coffee shop door swings open, and the bell above it jingles, cutting through the soft hum of conversation and the clink of ceramic mugs. Ellie's mid-sentence, about to ask Noah something that feels important, something that might peel back the layers of his guarded demeanor, when she notices his entire body tense. His coffee cup hovers near his lips, frozen, and his eyes lock onto the newcomer with a mix of recognition and something else. Fear, maybe, or dread. Ellie follows his gaze, her heart picking up speed, because whoever just walked in has shifted the whole vibe of this cozy little moment. It's a man, early 30s, dressed in a sharp blazer that looks out of place among the rain-soaked patrons. He's got a confident stride, but there's a hardness in his eyes, like he's here for more than just a latte. He doesn't look at Ellie, not yet, but he gives Noah a nod, a small deliberate gesture that feels loaded with meaning. You're feeling it, aren't you? That prickle of curiosity, that need to know who this guy is and why Noah's acting like he just saw a ghost. This is where the story starts to twist, my friend, and I'm right here with you, unraveling this mystery step by step. Don't even think about clicking away, because the pieces are falling into place, and you're gonna want to see how they fit. Let's dive deeper into this rainy day drama, because it's about to get a whole lot more intense. Ellie's trying to play it cool, sipping her coffee, but her mind's racing. She's picking up on Noah's shift, the way his easy smile has vanished, replaced by a tightness around his jaw. She's been through enough to know when someone's hiding something, and Noah's not just hiding. He's practically broadcasting it now. But she doesn't push. Not yet. Instead, she lets the moment stretch, watching him, waiting for a clue. You know that feeling, right? When you're with someone, and the air feels thick with unspoken words, like you're both dancing around the truth. That's where Ellie's at, and it's why you're so invested in her. She's not just some character in a YouTube video. She's you, or someone you know, someone who's been burned before but still wants to believe in the good stuff. Let's talk about Noah for a second, because there's more to him than we've seen. He's not just a writer with a vague novel and a knack for showing up at the right time. He's someone who's been running, not just from city to city, but from a past that's starting to catch up. That man in the blazer? He's not a random stranger. His name's Marcus, and he's tied to Noah in a way that goes back years. Years Noah's been trying to forget. Marcus isn't here by chance, and that nod wasn't just a hello. It was a warning, a reminder of something Noah thought he'd left behind. You're curious, I can tell. You're wondering what kind of history could make Noah look like he's about to bolt. Is it a debt? A betrayal? Something worse? I'm not gonna spill it all yet, but I'm promising you, stick with me, and we'll get to the truth together. This is your story now, too. You're in it, and I'm talking directly to you, so let's keep going. Now, let's weave in another thread, because this story's got layers, and I know you're here for the full picture. Remember that woman across the street, the one watching Noah and Ellie from under her umbrella? She's not gone. She's outside the coffee shop now, standing just out of sight, her phone in her hand like she's waiting for a signal. Her name's Claire, and she's not just some random bystander. She knows Noah too, and her reasons for watching him are tied to a promise she made a long time ago. A promise that's starting to unravel. Claire's story is a subplot that's gonna pull you in deeper, because it's not just about her and Noah, it's about Ellie too, in ways neither of them realize yet. You're starting to see it, aren't you? The way this isn't just a cute meet cute under an umbrella, but a web of connections, secrets, and maybe even danger. That's what makes this video so addictive, why you're still here, eyes glued to the screen. You're not just watching, you're piecing it together with me, and I'm not letting you go until we figure out what's really going on. Let's zoom out for a moment to give you some context on Ellie's world, because she's more than just a girl caught in a storm. She's a dreamer who's been fighting to make her mark in a city that doesn't slow down for anyone. Her graphic design job is demanding, with a boss who's more interested in deadlines than creativity, and it's been wearing her down. But it's not just work. Ellie's been carrying the weight of her past, especially her ex, Ryan, who left her with trust issues and a habit of second-guessing herself. That's why Noah's kindness feels like a lifeline, but also why she's so wary. You've been there, haven't you? Wanting to let someone in, but scared they'll let you down. Ellie's relatability is what's pulling you into this story, making you root for her even as the stakes get higher. And they are getting higher, because Marcus is still in the coffee shop, now leaning against the counter, pretending to check his phone but clearly keeping an eye on Noah. Ellie notices, and her stomach twists. She's starting to wonder if she's walked into something she's not prepared for. Let's add one more layer of intrigue, because I know you're hooked. That embroidered C on Noah's umbrella? It's not just a random detail. Ellie's mind keeps circling back to it, and when she glances at the umbrella, now propped against the table, she notices something else. A faint stain on the fabric, like it's been through more than just a rainy day. It's a small thing, but it's nagging at her, like a puzzle piece that doesn't fit. You're noticing it too, right? The way these little clues are piling up, making you question everything. Is the C for Claire? For someone else? And why does it feel like Noah's umbrella is more than just a prop in this story? The tension's building, and you're right in the middle of it, feeling that pull to keep watching. Back in the coffee shop, Noah's trying to act normal, but it's clear he's rattled. He makes a joke about the weather, but it falls flat, and Ellie's not buying it. She's about to ask him point-blank what's going on when Marcus moves closer, stopping at a table nearby, close enough to overhear. Noah's voice drops, and he leans in, his eyes searching Ellie's like he's trying to decide how much to tell her. You can feel the weight of that moment, can't you? The way everything's hanging in the balance, like one wrong word could tip the scales. Ellie's heart is pounding, and so is yours, because you know something's coming. Something big. And then, just as Noah opens his mouth to say something, Claire steps into the coffee shop, her umbrella dripping onto the floor, her eyes locked on Noah like she's been waiting for this moment. The air feels electric, charged with unspoken history, and Ellie's caught in the middle, not knowing who to trust or what to believe. You're not going anywhere, are you? Because this is where the story's at, and I'm promising you, the next part's gonna blow your mind. Keep watching, my friend, because the truth is closer than you think, and it's gonna change everything. The coffee shop feels smaller now, the warm glow of the lights dimming under the weight of the tension crackling in the air. Claire's entrance is like a thunderclap, her wet boots squeaking on the hardwood floor as she stands just inside the doorway, her eyes boring into Noah with an intensity that makes Ellie's skin crawl. Noah's face is a mask, but his knuckles are white around his coffee mug, betraying the storm inside him. Marcus, still lingering at a nearby table, shifts his weight, his sharp gaze flicking between Noah and Claire like he's waiting for the first punch to land. Ellie's caught in the crossfire, her heart hammering as she tries to make sense of this moment. Who are these people? Why does it feel like she's stumbled into the middle of a story she was never meant to know? You're right there with her, aren't you? Your pulse is racing, your mind spinning with questions, because this isn't just a rainy day romance anymore. It's a full-blown mystery, and the stakes just got higher. I'm talking directly to you, my friend, because you're not just watching this video. You're living it, piecing together the clues with me. Don't even think about hitting that back button, because what's coming next is gonna flip everything you thought you knew upside down. Let's dive into this escalation, because the truth is clawing its way to the surface, and you're not gonna believe where this story's headed. Ellie's instincts are screaming at her to get out, to grab her bag and bolt before whatever's brewing between Noah, Claire, and Marcus swallows her whole. But there's another part of her, the part that's been lonely and aching for connection, that keeps her glued to her seat. Noah's been kind to her, hasn't he? That moment under the umbrella, the way he listened to her ramble about her job, it felt real. But now, with Claire staring daggers and Marcus radiating quiet menace, Ellie's not so sure. She glances at Noah, hoping for some kind of explanation, but he's avoiding her eyes, his jaw tight as he mutters something under his breath. Claire takes a step closer, her umbrella dripping a small puddle onto the floor, and says, "You can't keep running, Noah. Not from this." Her voice is low, laced with a mix of anger and something deeper. Hurt, maybe, or betrayal. You're feeling that twist in your gut, right? That moment when the story takes a sharp turn, and you realize nothing's what it seemed. Claire's words hang in the air, and Ellie's mind races back to that embroidered C on Noah's umbrella. Is Claire the C? Is she the key to whatever Noah's hiding? You're hooked, I can tell, because you're dying to know what she means, and I'm promising you, we're gonna dig into this together. But hold on tight, because the real shock is about to hit. Just as Ellie opens her mouth to ask what's going on, Marcus stands, his chair scraping against the floor, and moves toward their table. He's not pretending to be casual anymore. His eyes are cold, calculating, and when he speaks, his voice is smooth but laced with menace. You didn't think you could just walk away, did you, Noah? Not after what you took. Ellie's breath catches, because this isn't just a personal grudge. It sounds like something bigger, something dangerous. Took what? Money? A secret? Something worse? Noah finally looks up, and for the first time, Ellie sees a flash of defiance in his eyes, like he's done playing nice. You don't get to call the shots anymore, Marcus, he says, his voice steady but edged with steel. The coffee shop patrons are starting to notice, their conversations fading as the tension spills over. You're on the edge of your seat, aren't you? This is the moment where the story cracks open, where the simple act of sharing an umbrella becomes a doorway to something dark and tangled. But here's where it gets wild. Before anyone can say another word, Ellie's phone buzzes in her pocket, loud enough to make her jump. She pulls it out, expecting a work email or a text from a friend, but the screen shows a message from an unknown number. Get out now. He's not who you think. Your jaw just dropped, didn't it? Because mine did too. Who sent that text? Is it Claire? Warning her from across the room? Marcus, playing some kind of game? Or someone else entirely? Someone who's been watching this whole time? The stakes just shot through the roof, and you're not going anywhere, because you need to know what happens next. Let's peel back another layer, because this story's got subplots that are twisting together like vines. Claire's not just here to confront Noah, she's carrying her own scars, a history that's tied to him in ways that cut deep. Years ago, she and Noah were close, partners in something they thought would change their lives. Not a romance, but a pact, a shared dream that went wrong. Claire's been chasing him ever since, not out of love, but out of a need for closure, for answers she's never gotten. That promise she made? It was to herself, to never let Noah's choices destroy her again. But seeing him with Ellie, seeing him offer that umbrella like he's some kind of hero, it's reopened old wounds. You're starting to see her perspective, right? The way she's not just a villain in this story, but someone who's hurting, someone who's as lost as Ellie in some ways. And Marcus? He's not just a shadowy figure from Noah's past. He's the one who's been pulling strings, the one who knows what Noah took and why it matters. His presence in the coffee shop isn't a coincidence. He's been tracking Noah, waiting for the right moment to strike. You're piecing it together, I can feel it, and it's why you're still glued to this video. Let's talk about Ellie for a moment, because she's the heart of this story, the one you're rooting for. That text on her phone has her rattled, but she's not the type to run without answers. She's been through too much. Her ex, Ryan, taught her how to spot a liar, but he also left her with a hunger for something real. Noah's kindness, even if it's tangled in secrets, is the first thing that's felt real in a long time. But now, with Claire's cryptic words, Marcus's veiled threats, and that anonymous text, Ellie's starting to wonder if she's in over her head. She glances at the umbrella again, that sea staring back at her like a taunt. It's more than a clue now. It's a symbol of the mystery she's stumbled into. You're feeling her confusion, her fear, but also her determination, aren't you? That's what makes this story so gripping. Why you're invested in every word. The coffee shop is a pressure cooker now, every glance and gesture loaded with meaning. Noah's about to say something, maybe to Claire, maybe to Ellie, when the barista calls out a name. Caleb! And Noah flinches, just for a second, like the name hit him like a bullet. Ellie catches it, and so do you. Caleb? Is that the C? Is Noah not even Noah? The twist lands like a bombshell, and you're reeling, because everything you thought you knew about this guy is suddenly in question. Claire's lips twitch, like she's holding back a bitter smile, and Marcus's eyes narrow, like he's just been handed a trump card. Ellie's phone buzzes again, another message from the unknown number. Ask him about Caleb. Your mind's blown, right? Because this isn't just a love story or a mystery anymore. It's a full-on thriller, and you're deep in it, craving answers. The conflict's escalating, the tension's unbearable, and you're not going anywhere, because the climax is coming, and it's gonna change everything. Keep watching, my friend, because the truth is right around the corner, and you're not gonna believe what happens next. The coffee shop is a pressure cooker, the air thick with the weight of secrets and the sharp tang of espresso. Ellie's gripping her phone, the words, ask him about Caleb, burning into her brain as she stares at Noah, whose flinch at the name, Caleb, has cracked his carefully crafted facade. Claire's standing near the door, her eyes blazing with a mix of triumph and pain, while Marcus looms closer, his presence like a shadow that's finally caught up to its prey. The other patrons are oblivious, sipping their lattes, but for Ellie, it's like the world has narrowed to this table, this moment, where everything's about to unravel. You're right there with her, aren't you? Your heart's pounding, your mind racing with questions. Who's Caleb? What did Noah take? And who's been texting Ellie? This is it, my friend, the climax of her umbrella broke, and he offered his heart as shelter, and I'm talking directly to you, because you've been with me every step of this wild, rainy day mystery. Don't even think about clicking away, because we're about to tie up every loose end, reveal the truth, and hit you with a final twist that'll leave you speechless. Let's dive into the heart of this story, because the answers you've been craving are finally here, and they're gonna blow your mind. Ellie's done waiting. She's been burned before, lied to by people she trusted, and she's not about to let Noah, or whoever he is, play her for a fool. Her voice is steady, but there's steel in it as she leans across the table and says, Who's Caleb, Noah? And don't lie to me. The question lands like a grenade, and for a moment, no one moves. Noah's eyes dart to Claire, then to Marcus, and you can see the gears turning, like he's weighing whether to run or face the music. Claire lets out a bitter laugh, breaking the silence. Go on, Caleb, she says, her voice dripping with sarcasm. Tell her who you really are. Ellie's stomach drops, and so does yours, because there it is, the truth, or at least part of it. Noah isn't Noah. He's Caleb, and that embroidered C on the umbrella isn't just a clue. It's his identity, stitched into the fabric of this whole mess. You're reeling, right? Because everything you thought you knew about this guy just shattered, but you're also glued to the screen, because you need to know why he's been hiding, and what it all means. Noah, or Caleb, sets his mug down, his hands trembling slightly, and when he speaks, his voice is low, almost broken. I didn't mean for you to get caught up in this, Ellie, he says, finally meeting her eyes. I was trying to start over, to be someone new. But I should have known I couldn't outrun it. He takes a deep breath, and the story spills out, pulling you deeper into the heart of this mystery. Caleb wasn't just a writer drifting from city to city. He was part of a heist 3 years ago, a high-stakes job that went wrong. He and Claire were partners, not lovers, but allies in a plan to steal a fortune in cryptocurrency from a shady tech mogul. Marcus was their fixer, the one who set it all up, but when the job blew up, Caleb took the money and ran, leaving Claire to face the fallout and Marcus to hunt him down. You're starting to see the puzzle come together, aren't you? That's why Claire's so angry, why Marcus is here, why Caleb's been dodging his past. But there's more, and it's about to hit Ellie like a freight train. Caleb explains that the umbrella wasn't just a random prop. It was Claire's, left behind in the chaos of the heist. A memento he kept because it reminded him of who he used to be, before everything went wrong. The C wasn't for Caleb, it was for Claire, a painful reminder of their broken trust. Ellie's head is spinning, and you're right there with her, processing the betrayal, the danger, and the fact that the guy who offered her shelter might be a criminal. But here's where the climax kicks into overdrive. Because Marcus isn't just here to talk. He steps closer, his voice cold as ice. "You've got one chance, Caleb," he says. "Give me the drive, or this ends badly for everyone." Ellie's confused. Drive? What drive? Caleb's face hardens, and he pulls something from his pocket. A small USB drive, no bigger than a key, but clearly worth more than anyone in this coffee shop could imagine. You're on the edge of your seat, right? Because this is the moment where everything converges. The heist, the secrets, the umbrella, all leading to this tiny piece of tech that could ruin them all. Ellie's about to demand answers when Claire lunges forward, grabbing for the drive, and chaos erupts. The coffee shop turns into a battlefield, mugs clattering, patrons gasping as Claire and Caleb struggle, Marcus barking orders, and Ellie caught in the middle, her heart pounding as she realizes she's not just a bystander anymore. You're feeling the adrenaline, aren't you? This is the peak of the story, the moment where the main conflict explodes, and you're not going anywhere because you need to see how it ends. Ellie's not helpless though. She's tougher than she looks. She shoves Claire back, giving Caleb a second to pull away, but Marcus is faster, grabbing Caleb's arm and twisting it hard. The drive hits the floor, skittering under a table, and Ellie dives for it, not because she wants the money, but because she's done being a pawn in someone else's game. Her fingers close around it, and for a split second, she holds the power, the key to everything. Caleb's pleading with her, Claire's shouting, and Marcus is advancing, but Ellie's mind is racing, piecing together the final clue, those texts. Who sent them? As if on cue, the coffee shop door swings open again, and a new figure steps in, rain dripping from their coat. It's Ryan, Ellie's ex, the one who broke her heart and taught her not to trust. Your jaw's on the floor, isn't it? Because this is the twist you didn't see coming. Ryan's been watching, following Caleb, not out of jealousy, but because he's working for the tech mogul Caleb stole from. He sent the texts, not to save Ellie, but to manipulate her into getting the drive. The betrayal cuts deep, and Ellie's face crumples as she realizes the man she once loved is part of this nightmare. You're stunned, but you're also cheering for Ellie, because she's not going down without a fight. The resolution starts to take shape as Ellie makes a choice. She throws the drive to Caleb, not because she trusts him, but because she trusts herself. Fix this, she tells him, her voice fierce. Caleb nods, and in a move that surprises everyone, he smashes the drive under his heel, destroying the data, the money, the whole cursed prize. Marcus roars, Claire gasps, and Ryan lunges, but it's too late, the game's over. Caleb's not running anymore, and Ellie's not hiding. The coffee shop falls silent, the tension draining like the rain outside, now just a drizzle. You're breathing again, right? Because the main conflict's resolved, but there's still a final twist waiting. As the police sirens wail in the distance, someone must have called them. Caleb turns to Ellie, his real name heavy between them. I'm sorry, he says, and for the first time, she believes him. Claire slumps into a chair, her fight gone, and Marcus and Ryan slip out, knowing the cops are coming. But here's the final shock. As Ellie picks up the umbrella, ready to leave this chaos behind, she notices something tucked inside the lining. A photo, old and creased, of her and Caleb, taken years ago at a college fair, long before the heist, before she ever met Ryan. They weren't strangers. Caleb recognized her that day in the rain, and his kindness wasn't random. It was a second chance, a way to make up for a past he'd never told her about. You're floored, aren't you? Because this whole time, the story wasn't just about a broken umbrella. It was about two people finding each other again, against all odds. The video's wrapping up, but the takeaway's clear. Sometimes the smallest moments, like sharing an umbrella, can change everything. Life's messy, full of secrets and second chances, but it's also full of hope. You're feeling it, right? That mix of awe and inspiration. Thanks for sticking with me, my friend. This story's yours now, so share it, reflect on it, and keep chasing those moments that matter. Until next time, keep watching, because you never know when the next rainy day might bring a miracle.